guys, thanks for taking me off-ramp to adventure today. Today we're in Hodgenville, Kentucky, the birthplace of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, and we're going to visit his boyhood home. Hang on, it's about to get really fun. And of course, you can't really talk about Abraham Lincoln without visiting the Abraham Lincoln Museum. Okay, I'm going to take for granted this is young Abraham Lincoln reading by the fireplace, and that's Dad going, "Son, you need to learn how to be a lawyer. I'll be president one day." This is Mom, possibly. That was probably dinner. This cabin is as close to the real thing as we can get. It was taken from a farm in northeastern LaRue County and reconstructed here in the museum. The chinking and the mud floor, made according to Pioneer recipes. #authentic.
So this is the Barry Lincoln store. Around 1831, this is what it would look like. If you kind of see Lincoln, actually he loved to read, and he studied in his spare time there. He studied grammar, mathematics, and Shakespeare, actually. This one is actually a scene, a depiction of Mary Todd's home back in 1849. It's a two-story brick. It was located on Main Street in Lexington, Kentucky.
And this is actually done to scale. It's kind of weird, actually. It's like you're actually talking to Abe, or that you could. Try to get as close as I can to show you the realism of the mannequins, the figures. Look at those hands. How real is that? It was 1862, page by page by page. He finally perfected it, and because of the Emancipation Proclamation, over 4 million slaves went free. And he ensured that it would never happen again.
With malice toward none and charity for all, when he said that, the crowd broke out because they really felt on that really sobering day that that was an omen, that the war between the states and everything was going to end. On Palm Sunday, General Lee and General Grant met, and as they wrote, the surrender of the battle was done. This event triggered a series of surrenders throughout the South that brought an end to the 4 bitter years of Civil War.
And this is a recreation of Box 7. While Laura King was performing, an American cousin, John Wilkes Booth, came in from the door from behind. And the rest, as they would say, is history. What a lot of people may not know is that when John Wilkes Booth jumped out of Abraham Lincoln's booth, he caught his spur on the American flag right here. That's what caused him to fall to the ground in an awkward way, breaking his leg. Okay, we come across a cool poster too. This is where you see Abe Lincoln's face, but you're supposed to put pennies on it to cover it up. And when you do it correctly, you've got your own portrait of Lincoln. Or you can just leave it like it is and just make sure you're far away from it. Then we took a trip upstairs. There's more to see. I'll tell you what, if you guys come, you've got to take time to look at everything that's here. Oh, wait, there's more stairs. Hang on. This place is definitely made for the Abraham Lincoln lover. Everything from press releases to period dress. It's all here in this huge building that from the outside doesn't look this big, but it's fantastic. You've got to check this place out.
This Lincoln log cabin is made out of 11,316 pennies.
Pennies?
Pennies.
Well, at least we know what that house is worth, huh? Abraham Lincoln visited Hodgenville 5 separate times, and Hodgenville hasn't forgotten. Every year they have Lincoln Days. It features rail splitting tournaments, pioneer games, music, art, and children's events. Might want to try to make it out sometime. And in case you wonder what was in vogue back in the 1800s, ladies, this one's for you. I love this hat. Got the little ruffly thing going on here. That was cool. Okay, we got to the gift shop and you picked up something. What would you?
I have a penny, a shiny penny.
Well, at least it won't cost much.
It costs more than a penny.
Are you kidding me? A penny costs more than a penny? What? Hudsonville's square is very important. It's a total, complete circle, and you'll notice all the references to Mr. Lincoln. And there's a bunch. And speaking of Mr. Lincoln, this is a statue devoted to Mr. Lincoln, right in the middle of the Hudsonville Town Square. Let me tell you, it's impressive.
So we just got out of the museum, kind of behind us. One of the biggest things I actually learned about Abe Lincoln is that he loved to read. Mathematics, Shakespeare. This is a pretty cool statue of him as a boy. Elementary spelling book.
A lot of history in Hudsonville. This church right here dates back to 1877. Still standing and still has services. This building houses the Hudsonville Women's Club, but look at the architecture. It's got to date back, way back. It doesn't say what it is. I'm kind of excited. I would love to know more about the history of this building, but it doesn't have anything except the cannon out front. Okay, I don't know about you, but all this talk of Lincoln's logs and all that heavy lifting is making me hungry.
Yeah, me too. I think they got a Pizza Hut somewhere around here.
I'm thinking pizza. That,
okay.
You know, Italiano.
We will go to the Pizza Hut in
Hudsonville,
Kentucky.
Hudsonville, Kentucky.
We're 2 miles away from the next stop.
They call it Hogtown. No, that's what they call it. They actually have the ham festival here too.
Did you make that up?
No,
Oh.
it's Hogtown.
Oh.
Hogtown.
I didn't know.
You didn't know that.
I didn't know.
See, I do my research.
All right, let's go eat.
After successfully downing a medium-sized thin crust sausage, green pepper, and onion, it was on to our next stop, Abraham Lincoln's boyhood home, or where it used to be anyway. And we made it. We're at Lincoln's boyhood home, or as they call it, the Lincoln Knob Creek Farm. I think it's exciting. We're about to learn some history about one of the greatest presidents that ever was. Okay, the house we're coming up on is not Abe Lincoln's boyhood home. This is just a site of Abraham Lincoln's boyhood home. That actual home has been moved 20 miles down the road. We're going to be covering that in another video. But this house is a great reconstruction of a house that would have been built back in that time. Okay, if you've watched any of our videos, you know that I'm crazy about architecture and the way things are put together. These old houses, how they were put together without modern means, is really amazing. Just look the way the pieces come together like this. And then basically a mortar or plaster of sorts that went in between them. Purely of logs and sticks.
So the story goes that Austin Gallagher,
Gallagher.
so he was a neighbor here on this land, this property. This is a creek here that used to, it really overflowed a lot. The story is now folklore, but the folklore. Folklore.
We're from Kentucky, can you tell?
Yeah. All right, but come back. But the story goes that Austin took a branch and on the side of the creek bed, he extended it out to Abraham Lincoln and he saved his life.
Abe said, "Thank you. Honestly, thank you." It's folklore. I mean, so that doesn't mean it's true, but doesn't it sound good though? Austin saved our president's life. Can I get you right here? Whoa! Okay, didn't see that before we walked in there. Okay, I think it's time to go. I don't like spiders and snakes. Spiders and snakes.
Oh my.
Sounds like a country song, doesn't it? I don't like.
So
I think it is.
We're gonna head back this way.
Oh, we're going this way.
Yes, because I see a sign
No,
and I
that
know
way.
that's gonna tell us some information that we want to read. You know, I really love it. If it was just warmer and it was not so late in the day, they've got a 3-mile walking trail. It's pretty hard. They call it strenuous and steep, but it takes about 2 to 3 hours to do it. But it goes up in the mountains. I don't know if you've even seen what we're standing in front of. It's hard to really explain what these mountains look like, but it goes up to the very top, and you can look down into this valley and see where Abe Lincoln actually ran around as a boy.
The actual Lincoln boyhood home was moved 20 miles down the road, which we're going to cover in another video. This was the Lincoln Tavern. Yes, Hattie Howell Howard, born about 10 miles from here in 1886, grew up hearing local lore about Abraham Lincoln after her brother James opened the Nancy Lincoln Inn. There you go. And that's going to wrap it up for this trip to Abraham Lincoln's boyhood home and hometown. Thank you for joining us. Did you have a good time?
You know, I really did. I don't know that you all can see this, or if you can even get the magnitude of what's behind us.
It's beautiful.
You've got to see it. You've got to come see this place. We can't describe it, nor can we really show it to you that well. This is one of the most beautiful places in this area of Kentucky, where you feel at peace and at home, and you can feel just what could have happened here when Abe Lincoln was a child. You'll love it.
Okay, if you like the video, give it a like, all right? Subscribe to our channel. It really helps us grow and makes YouTube want to show it to other folks. We'd really appreciate it, and tell your friends. And don't forget,
Adventure is as close as the next off-ramp.
wait a minute, it's a penny. Why does it cost more than a penny? I'm so confused. 4 years old. I thought this hat doesn't fit. Am I pulling this off? I mean, you know, do I look presidential?
No.
Okay, didn't think so.